How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focused on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. I know it's been a minute. I am getting the messages saying, Dre, where do you see this stock going? If you were going to be going in with the swing trade, what would that setup possibly look like? Of course, this is not financial advice, but I got to make sure I'm looking out for you. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $2.24, being down 2.61%. On the low, it tested $2.14, and then on the high, testing $2.30. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 11.666 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 17.964 million shares. So what we noticed right away, we did have below average volume, and it's part of the reasons why we've seen some weakness in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 38. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So it is very clear to see that BBIG is in a bear market, trading below all of our major moving averages. So one of the questions that have been asked, how do I see this as a swing trade? If you want to utilize a swing trade opportunity, we know the 52-week low is right around $1.95. So I would be setting up a stop loss right here at $2, and then I would look for an entry around $2.10. The low on the day was around $2.14. And then I'd want to see how much upside we can get from there. It had a high of $2.30. So if you could break through this level, then the next area you want to look out for will be right here around $2.47. And upon passing $2.47, I would look for that move to the 21-day EMA, which is around $2.66. I am not saying that this is going to happen in one day. Let's be clear about that. Plus, this is not financial advice whatsoever. This is only if I was going to be swing trading it. And the reason why you want to have a stop loss is in regards to risk management, because if it did break through $1.95 or just breaking through $2, we could see there's a good amount of downside that we can expose ourselves to and get to this level around $1.70. So this is why it is very important to have a strategy. But for BBIG to start looking strong again, it definitely needs to come back to the 21-day EMA. So if it goes into tomorrow and it consolidates and it stays above 2, it definitely sets it up pretty decent for next week. So now let's go on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for BBIG. So for the off-exchange short volume ratio, it's at 47.11%. And then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 4.12 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 65,000, updated 10 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 8.89%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, you can see for the close of the 8th, it was at 45.92. And then for the close of the 9th being at 47.11. So we see an increase right there. And what that shows us, BBIG does continue to have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we see on the inflow, it is at 6.47. And then on the outflow was 5.78. So we ended up having an inflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 1.32. On the medium, it was 4.17. 0.17, and then on the small it was 0.98. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large it was 0.60, on the medium it was 4.31, and then on the small it was 0.87. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, March the 10th, it being that inflow of 0.71 million. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 8.82%. So not too bad. It is up there, but one thing that is very clear, we did see demand in the market for BBIG shares. We also have to understand the volume was fairly low, but there was some buying that was going on. I know many of you who are swinging this play are going to want to hear that. So let's get into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, before recording this portion of the video, I see that it was running up inside of the after hours at around $2.37. It could run up even further, so this does provide something interesting for us going into tomorrow. But with the price action that we saw today, and if I was going to be considering a swing trade, what I would do, I would make sure I'd have my stop loss set up right at $2, and I'll be looking for an entry, which is around the low of the day where we tested around 214. If I get it around 210, even better. Another way that you could set up your stop loss, you could also set it up right by the 52-week low at $1.95. Again, you want to make sure you protect yourself just in case these particular areas break. As far as for the upside is concerned, I've talked about this many times in previous videos. You want to see it make that move going up to 260 and as well as 280, and we know $3 is a psychological area for this play. The moment it gains momentum above 3, I can see a lot of FOMO buyers kicking in and we can make further moves to the upside. But of course, this is going to take time, and with the volatile markets that we are in, this is going to be a difficult feat, but it is possible if we start getting some above average volume coming into the stock, of course being buying pressure. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information, it also continues to have short squeeze potential, and it's part of the reasons why you want to keep this play on your watch list, especially since this stock is known for making some serious moves when volume starts coming in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see how BBIG performs going into tomorrow. We'll talk soon.